white block printing is a hot decor trend on Pinterest. So Arren is back now with a closer look at this trend and some projects as well.
Absolutely. But let's take a step back first of all. Block printing, you probably think of two different things. Hippy dippy, loose dresses, patchouli and bare dirty feet. And you probably think of potato printing.
Yes, that's true.
So we need to update both of those things.
Yeah.
Because it's really neither of those things, but it's kind of both of them at the same time.
Okay, good.
Because the look has become very much simplified. So those traditional patterns that you would have seen on those hippie dresses have been expanded and blown up into something really special. So you're looking at patterns like this, for example. So these very traditional patterns that normally would have been quite small now have been made much, much larger. And then these are all block printed by hand. So what you're seeing here is a very unusual look, but it's very high contrast, usually in black and white, always on a light ground or a white ground because it's a simple color application when you're doing this. So that's really part of the look of the whole thing.
And you know what, it just gives it a contemporary nod, I think. You
it
know,
does.
when you blow that pattern up and do it in this way, it looks now. And
we really are seeing that showing up everywhere, even in cotton rugs. This is a brand new rug from the brand new collection for Stephen Sabados, Cityline alumni Stephen Sabados, for Arren Will, which is really, really fun. So there's quite a few different looks in his collection that look like this.
Beautiful.
So again, expanded, blown up, more contemporary feeling, but that black and white makes it so easy. So within the black and white, it has to always be about texture and mixing scale of pattern too. So if you look here, not everything is the same size and not everything is the same finish either, and that's really how it all kind of comes together. It
works together beautifully. I mean, no matter what you see it in, the inlay in that table is gorgeous with the black and white. The drama never goes away when you go back to black and white.
But you can actually do this yourself. I printed myself this fabric.
It's amazing.
And then the fabric for this ottoman as well. It shows you can actually print onto a pattern.
Yes.
And then if you have a good upholsterer that does custom his own fabric, you can actually print that up and have a go at it yourself.
So Arren Williams made that, guys. Like, he made that fabric.
It was fun to do. It makes it really special and one of a kind.
Okay.
But let me show you how to do it.
Okay, show me how to do this. Was it, would you find that this project was more on the easy side? Is it a little finicky?
It was.
Does it take some time?
It's easy because I like mistakes in things, and I don't think you have to be precious about it.
No.
But the funniest part of this was it does take a little while to do and to get good at.
Okay.
So literally what we've got here is printing ink. This is a screen printing water-based ink that I've added a little bit of water to.
Okay.
We rolled this out to spread the ink out with our lovely roller. And you can use fabric paint here as well, and you can actually even use acrylic if you are using it for a wall panel.
Okay.
So then you take your block. So I use cork pieces that have been cut into a very graphic shape.
Yes.
You press that onto here.
Cork is going to give it that nice texture,
It does give it a nice texture. So if you look at it, we're trying to get it covered, but it's not going to be covered completely.
Well, that's okay.
It is. So we're going to press this down. But I have to tell you that the funny thing that happened to me was because I was doing large panels, I had to use the floor.
Yes.
So basically, I was doing squats for 2 hours to print this fabric up. So you have a go-to.
I can try it. So you were doing deep squats getting it all done.
So the next day I could barely walk because I know you like a good workout.
That is a good workout. I took the pin right out of this.
That's okay. So here I'm going to grab that up for you.
Perfect. And I'm going to put it right there.
Yeah, so drops and messes, and if you kind of mess it up, really, you know, if there's nothing wrong with it at all. So really what you're going to do is you're building up a pattern, you're making something that feels simple and workable, and what we're doing here is making something very graphic. So this pattern is just simple graphic shapes printed in lots of different ways to build a larger pattern.
When it dries, what happens next?
When it dries, you let it heat set just with a warm iron on the back and the front, and that actually makes it a washable fabric when you're using a fabric ink.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then you're done?
Yes.
Okay, so think about this. You can do like picnic blankets. You can do tablecloths. You can, you know, if you've got the upholstery, you could actually make furniture out of it.
You can.
But that's a lot, and it's personalized.
Yes.
I think that's beautiful. What have you got there?
This is another one of those rugs I was talking about before. Again, block printed, but you can see how complex the pattern gets, and again, mixing the colors up in here and how well that works too.
Now, are there any other materials you might use to outside of cork to
you can use you can get lino blocks from your art supply, which are blocks which are meant to be cut and carved. So you can actually cut patterns into those as well. So you really can play around with it and make something really special.
Very cool.